Well, hey out there, my fellow YouTubers. This is a new little thing that I'm trying out here for the At the IP show. Added a little green screen kind of background here. Hopefully, it won't interfere too much. It doesn't look like the screen is the green screen is actually it is working. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Looks like that's working okay. Given a little test here. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing for you to see my mug, but makes it a little bit more personable, maybe. We are also scrolling through some of the text that we're getting immediately from Stellarium on the object. And actually, while I'm doing this kind of test stream here, let's talk a little bit about the object that we have. Let's go on ahead over to see our Stellarium, see where we are at. So our scope is pointed right over here to the northeast, and we are, let me go ahead and hit track here for that, bring us up in the center. We are indeed looking at a galaxy. I don't recall seeing this galaxy before, so I'm sharing it live on the air with you as well. This is NGC 2403, or also Caldwell number 7. This is a magnitude 8.9 galaxy in the constellation Camelopardalis. Funny name to say. I like Camelopardalis as far as like constellation name. And it is a little over 13 million light years away. Now, as I've been doing a number of things here, messing mostly around with the uh, Stream Deck device that I have and the different screen captures. I've got a lot of things running. Got 3 screens running here, plus far over to my left, I have the guider on a separate laptop. So that just gives you a quick little recap of what we're doing. Here is our view from the Stellarium product. And let me go ahead and switch this around a bit so that we can see it in its true orientation. I believe that is more representative of what we have in the actual eyepiece of the scope right now. Yeah, it looks that way. All right. So let's go back to our telescopic field of view here. And there is our lovely galaxy. Now I've been letting this stack and accumulate here for, oh gosh, 40 minutes already, 60-second exposure. So we have a lot of signal built up there. I usually don't run 30, 40 minutes on a particular object, but as I was doing a number of things here, why not? Get to share it live here and see how well the stream is coming through. I'm going to go ahead and make just a quick little tweak here to our live view here. By the way, the camera that I'm using, the scope setup, etc., it's an Explorer. Well, it's a Bresser slash Explorer Scientific 8-inch f3.9 Newtonian. I am using a coma corrector, a Baader multi-purpose coma corrector. I'm using a Baader SkyGlow moon glow filter as well. On with main camera that I'm using is the ASI 294 cooled camera. And let's make a couple of other minor adjustments here. I am, of course, utilizing a mount, German equatorial mount, which is an Ioptron IEQ 45 Pro. And a little guide camera is on a Astro Mania 50 millimeter guide scope, I believe it is 50 or 60. I think it's a 50, and it's with another ASI 120 camera that's doing the guiding. So that's a quick little run through of the deal that I use. Those of you that may or may not be familiar with the channel, I'll just kind of recoup a few things here. Um, this I would not classify what I do as astrophotography. There's a big difference between electronically assisted observing, which is what I do, and astrophotography. What you're seeing here is a live screen grab, if you will, of the object in the software that the software too, which is called SharpCap Pro, uh, is specifically geared towards this type of capability, which is essentially electronically assisted observing. Those of you that might be following the channel knows that I've had dedicated software before with a different camera, um, the Starlight Live software with a Lodestar camera, which I really, really enjoyed. Gave a very small field of view, but it was really kind of perfect for galaxies like this because galaxies are pretty small. But anyhow, electronically assisted observing is kind of my thing that I do. If you have any questions on what's kind of the difference, a little bit more in-depth techie talk, if you will, of the differences between astrophotography and this, maybe we'll do a dedicated show. But uh, as an astrophotographer, or as not someone that does astrophotography yet, um, this is kind of my preferred thing. It gives me results much faster than doing astrophotography. In fact, earlier tonight, I dabbled a little bit in things, in not really astrophotography, but in much longer exposure times than what I normally like to do with the EAA. Um, I was doing, what was it, 2 minutes? Yeah, I think 2 minute exposures. I usually like to try to keep it the fastest possible. 60 seconds, I find, is a pretty good amount of time for galaxies. If they're really faint, maybe 2 minutes, but I guess I just don't have the patience for that. Um, I like to do a wide variety of things though, so who knows? I might dabble in astrophotography here at another time. The data, I guess, that I'm accumulating could be used for astrophotography as post processing. That's another kind of buzzword that you'll hear dropped about as far as post processing goes. This is no post processing. This is the software and the camera essentially working together to bring the best view possible in the shortest amount of time. Uh, if you are new to astrophotography, I will tell you that there's a lot of steps involved. There's a significant learning curve in astrophotography, but it's very fun. There's no doubt that there's a lot of fun towards it. You can see your results, and you can do a lot of processing with your results to bring out different types of details. I might get involved with that one day, but for right now, I'm pretty satisfied with this. So anyhow, hopefully the stream is going through okay. Um, this is a different setup than I'm used to or I have been used to, so it's still a little bit of a learning curve, but I think I'm getting everything down pat now. Used to have everything set up pretty much on a Mac. Now I'm primarily the PC, Windows based, so it seems to be working out pretty well. So let's go back to our Stellarium. This is our, let me actually bring that up here. Here we go. This is our target area. The red box, by the way, does represent the field of view for the 294 camera in my particular telescope. Let's zoom out here. As you can see, there's a lot of galaxies out there. That's why probably one of the reasons I do love galaxies so much now. We'll zoom out. Now I do have this orientation kind of flipped and rotated for the telescope. So let me go back to the normal orientation so you can get an idea of where we are looking in the night sky. We are looking towards our northeast, right between that basically, probably about 30-ish, see how high this object is right now. 30 degrees. 30 degrees above the horizon. By the way, this region of my night sky is the most light polluted from the city that I have to deal with. So we are looking through pretty significant, probably, amount of light pollution there. All right, so I'm just going to scope around for a moment for tonight. Not going to spend a whole lot of time on the broadcast. I am getting essentially more and more practice at utilizing the setup and feeling confident that I'll be able to go ahead and do normal and scheduled broadcasts from now on. Probably not this week, being the holiday week, but let's see what else we got. As I am looking through for another object, let's go ahead back to our actual image of our galaxy. There we are. And right now I am not zoomed in, but let's do a little bit of a zoom here, just so that we can get just a bit more up close and personal with our galaxy. Pretty decent view. Now, one thing I will point out, you'll notice that there's some coma over there on the right-hand side of the frame. I have a feeling that that is some tilt in my optical train, um, probably induced by the weight of the camera on the actual focuser itself. So I might address that at another time, but again, I'm not going after the best, most prettiest picture. There are plenty of folks out there that are doing that. I want to see these objects. And I want to share these objects too with you. Oh, we also have a little faint galaxy too there up into the 10 o'clock position of the main galaxy. I don't think my cursor's coming through on the broadcast, but I'm curious now as to what magnitude that is. If I'm not mistaken, that might be a magnitude 13 galaxy over there at the 10 o'clock position of our main one. It's a PGC galaxy. Whoa. Well, that's impressive. Is it that one or is it that one? Well, all indicators here, at least from what I'm able to see, is that is our PGC 21288. And if that is indeed the case, that is a magnitude 15.9 galaxy. So that is a pretty dim galaxy. We've got some others there directly out to the 3 o'clock position too. They're not actually even charted in my Stellarium software. So that's kind of interesting. That's got to be pretty faint. So that's impressive. We're getting pretty deep there with almost a magnitude 16 galaxy. Galaxy. Just wanted to check up on the live stream itself. That's something that I tend not to check too often, and I really should. All right. So this is back to our main galaxy. And you know, one of the purposes that I like to kind of do is to encourage you to get out and observe these for yourself as well. If you have a telescope, it's worthwhile trying to check out this object for yourself. There's no doubt. Um, you're going to need a decent amount of aperture of rather dark sky. There's no doubt there. But visually tracking this down could be something that you could do. Now, visually, of course, you're not going to see it as well as you're seeing here with our electronically assisted observing, but just keeping an observing log yourself and going out and experiencing the fascinating universe of ours is something that I really hope you try to do on your own. Now, if you also want to kind of know a little bit more information about how to do these types of things, maybe what I'll do is more of a introduction to electronically assisted observing, essentially what we're doing here, in case you want to get involved with this as well. All right, let's find another interesting object here. Now, I'm not sure how well this particular galaxy is going to come through. It looks like it's significantly smaller than our current galaxy, Caldwell 5 or IC 340. No, we are not on IC 342. Take that back. I got to update my notes here. 2403. NGC 2403. That was my other object that I had tracked down previously. There we go. Caldwell 7, NGC 2403. Let me update my notes quick. All right, very good. So not too far away. Let's try to take a look at another galaxy. All right, so let's go back to our stellarium. I'll show you where we are going to go. Right now, the scope is pointed at our galaxy in the view. We are going to go over, however, to 23, 66, and 63. These are an interacting pair of galaxies. Another one of my favorite types of galaxies. So let's back out a little bit so here we can select that. I'm going to pause my guiding, which is running on a separate